can't breathe.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Garbagemice podcast, the only openly racist podcast on the internet. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, every other podcast is secretly racist. And today, we have a special guest. We have the one, the only, a woman! That's something fucking bad. I was counting on you to do the monkey noises as well. Wish we had monkey on.
I don't know if I could do that.
I mean, that was a good monkey voice. It felt like I literally was in the ghetto.
Oh yeah, back in the ghetto, back in the hood. This is how we do it.
Yeah, back in home country, that's how we do it.
That's how we treat women.
Back in my home country of Compton.
Hey, if you know anybody who's struggling with a girlfriend, works 100% of the time, you just walk up to a woman and you start making monkey noises. Or you can go to Kyrgyzstan, where they just fucking kidnap their wives. Does anybody know about Kyrgyzstan?
Yeah, that sounds kind of based.
I think I've talked about it last episode, so I'm not going to bore the audience with it. So, how's it going, Toots? I know you're a big part of the monkey community, so tell us the scoop. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. Yeah, I am a pretty big part of the monkey community. I've been on an episode of The Monkey and Big Show and Is It Kino, and I will be on another Is It Kino when we have a dead week for movies, whatever the fuck that is.
Nice.
Very nice.
So could you tell us more about the monkey, what was it? The Is It Kino thing, yeah. You said you had yeah.
My upcoming Is It Kino? Well, I think me, Monkey, and Florian, because I think Kino's really fucking pissy at me for a joke I made about Ukrainian women a month ago. But I think it's going to be me, Monkey, and Florian doing an Is It Kino on Ren and Stimpy adult party cartoon.
Okay. So what was the joke? Now I'm curious. Anything against Ukrainian people? I love it.
I think I might have made a joke about nuking Ukrainian women because they got easy mode while men had to stay and fight. And I guess some people took what I said way too fucking seriously. Like, I think if you're gonna take every joke I say seriously, you're probably some kind of a faggot.
Honestly, I agree. This is like... why is everybody... I fucking hate people who are just with the cause, cause of the day. What is it today? Ukraine? Oh, I'm gonna go for Ukraine. Is it fucking Libya? Oh, I'm Libya. This fucking Afghanistan? Oh, my heart goes out for Afghanistan. I fucking hate those people, man. Get a fucking spine. Either get invested in the shit, either know what the fuck you're talking about. They don't. That's the worst part. They just get mad when you bring it up in any possible way. They're just waiting for an excuse to get pissy at you.
I think Kino pretends to be, like, base, too, so that makes it even more ironic, because, like, I mean, I'm just saying, if he was mad at those Ukrainian jokes, I hope he doesn't listen to the adult party cartoon Kino, because I got some spicy John K. jokes planned for that.
Oh yeah, the infamous Ren and Stimpy pedophile, is that correct?
Yeah, he's not a pedophile, he's an amphibiaphile.
He was dating like a 10-year-old or something.
It was a 50-year-old, but
yeah, she was like 9.
What? Because John K. was not Muhammad. I know.
Oh, no. Aisha was pretty based. I would say, no comment. I'm gonna stop making jokes on this podcast that can get me fucking deported. I'm done.
So, John K., was he, like, the creator of Ren and Stimpy, or what is his, relation to that?
John K. was, like, the creator, and he was, like, he was a very eccentric man. Like, if you
he used to bring his 8-year-old girlfriend into the working office. He had like multiple 7-year-old girlfriends as well. Man was fucked up.
I think that's
guess he's confident at least.
I mean, to be fair to the man, he should not have been fucking teenagers, but he wasn't fucking 8-year-olds or 7-year-olds. He was fucking.
She was 4. You fucking monster.
He was. God.
What else was special about this guy?
Well, he was kind of like someone who basically, when you worked for him, he actually worked some people nearly to death because he had such high standards for his cartoon, which I think is pretty base.
high standards. Have you watched Ren and Stimpy? I've watched 2 seconds of it. That show looks disgusting. Holy shit. I would much rather watch Teen Titans Go, honestly. Much more pleasant on the eye.
Well, I think Ren and Stimpy is pretty based, and I think the animation is like, I guess I'm kind of a toon boomer in that way, because I hate most of this gay bean mouth shit we get nowadays. But I love that stuff like the old Ren and Stimpy's where it was just insane, disgusting. I love it.
Can I say something about modern cartoons for a second? Something genuine.
Sure.
I really fucking hate, and I mean, it disgusts me, the level of LGBT pandering that goes on. Like fucking Adventure Time. Normal show, at the end, oh, it's a fucking gay kiss. We need to expand the message. Steven Universe. I think there's like 2 straight characters in that show. At all. Where was it? Fucking Amazing World of Gumball also has some gay shit. There's a lot of I fucking hate it. I don't even like watch children's cartoon anymore. But every time I see it, I'm like, fuck. This is just.
I mean, full stop. I am a tranny, but even then, I
Uh-oh.
try not to throw me off a rooftop until the podcast is over.
First a Jew and now a tranny. How my life has gone.
But anyway, it's like even I think this shit's gay. Like,
yeah. No, I genuinely think like. Okay, I might be speaking out of my element here, but who wants this shit? Who really wants to go to fucking elementary schools and tell them, hey, watch this show about gay people? Like, hey, it's entirely about gay people. Nobody else.
I think the funny thing is that young kids would rather watch fucking Teen Titans Go and direct-to-DVD Scooby-Doo movies than these kind of gay shows that Twitter loves.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Fuck me. I remember... Oh my god, I remember when I was a teenager, I would hear all these YouTubers and reviewers talking about how great Steven Universe is and how it was the greatest thing ever. I went through a short but painful SJW phase. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give Steven Universe a go. And I started watching it, waiting for it to be good, and then I finished the show. and it still wasn't good. It was even worse than when it began. It was so... horrible. Also, I should mention this. I do have COVID right now, so if you want to stay 6 foot apart,
Unlucky.
yeah, I might transmit a computer virus for you if we stay in this video call for long. Not video call, fucking phone call, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm safe over here. I'm in the basement in Ohio.
No, you're not.
Here.
I'm coming for you, Red Sante.
You're
not safe.
I also think, like, I guess maybe this comes from someone I grew up with a lot. I like these great old, well-animated, super violent cartoons, like the old Looney Tunes, the old Tom and Jerry's. My dad got me into Ren and Stimpy, Ed, Edd and Eddy, great cartoons like that. And I see how much it just kind of pussified in the last decade, and just, I don't know, it disappoints me.
You know who was really into Tom and Jerry?
Who?
My dad. He would just watch it every time it came on. He loved it. It was great.
Yeah, I thought that show was really good.
Yeah, it's a great violent classic cartoon.
Yeah. So, okay, did I have anything planned for today's episode?
No, we never planned anything. Honestly, I didn't even know who the guest was going to be. I thought it was going to be Heartsy for a little bit.
Well, we can talk. I don't know I guess if Heartsy's not here, do you want to do our own Sonic 2 review? I don't know if you've seen it.
Sonic 2 review. I found it really disturbing when the gay kiss happened between Tails and Sonic. I also found it really strange
that Dr.
something that
actually happened?
Robotnik would be cross-dressing. Okay, now that was just disturbing for me. However, I must say that the voice acting on Rouge is so fucking great. The tits were rendered wonderfully. I loved it. Eggman's must.
I mean, I think you would. I guess you all enjoyed that scene where you got to see Rouge get fucked by Shadow, I assume.
Honestly, I like the more subtle undertones of Rouge underdressing in the shower. Now that to me, as a shower peeper, that was just great. That just hit the spot, you know.
I don't know. I think you guys got some back alley Sonic. I think you went on the wrong website.
Red Sante, you don't want to know how many, erotic Sonic Discord servers I'm part of. This part is unironic. It's a problem. It's an actual problem.
I think you need to nuke your computer. That's something you have a problem with.
Yeah. Honestly, my ex was into Sonic as well. Holy shit! Now that I mention it, my ex was a tranny. Have I ever mentioned that?
Wow.
Female to male, not male to female. So a little more based.
Oh, good. You're not a.
So
I mean, they're actually improving themselves. When you think about it, we're downgrading ourselves.
No, it was bad. It was horrible.
Oh, what? No, do you want to tell the story, or is it a little too personal?
You know what? You know where the story took place? Back in home country. So back in home country, I used to go to an internet cafe, and have you ever heard of internet cafes? Or it was actually a gaming internet cafe, so it was even better. And there, I saw this cute worker. And I wanted to approach this worker, and but I was a bit of an awkward, shy 17-year-old, so I was like, nah, maybe not. Anyways, that worker ended up approaching me because I'm a 6-foot Giga Chad, and the worker was like, "Hey," no, I was having problems with my monitor. Actually, it wasn't because I was handsome. Fuck, now I remember. It didn't go the way I actually thought. Anyway. Me and that person got to know each other. We were pretty cool. They wanted to sleep. They were saying they had like problems, whatever. It was the kind of person who was always struggling. See, the thing about it is, I think it had to do with SSR rights or whatever. I'll get into that story later. Anyways, we start getting to know each other. I'm like, oh my god, is this person a dude? Am I getting feelings for a dude? Oh my god. And then I realized. And then I slept over and I just didn't care anymore. I literally had like a 10-minute identity crisis, and afterwards I was like, oh, I guess I'm bisexual, fuck it. And then...
okay.
Yeah, it was like, okay. But then later I discovered, oh no, this is not a guy, actually. It's a girl dressing up as a guy. And I'm like, oh yeah. This is it. This is what I'm into. Holy shit. Like, bro.
Hot tomboy GF.
Pretty much. Anyway... We ended up getting to know each other. We had a very similar upbringing. We both spent unhealthy amount of times as teenagers and young adults on the internet. We both enjoyed Sonic as children and have a... We're both autistic, okay? That's not an exaggeration. We both had Asperger's syndrome. So that explains a lot of the similarities.
I mean, so do I. I won't judge.
Like, isn't it like 99% of trannies, to be honest, have Asperger's syndrome?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not even pretty much. It's a scientific statistic. It's real. So, we got to know each other. We got to be friends. Whatever. Then I was like, "Hey, do you want to get into a relationship?" And she's like, "Yeah." Worst mistake of my life. I'll take it back any time of day. Holy shit! The amount of stories I have of that relationship in the span of like 8 months. Didn't help that it was happening in a war zone, but it definitely had a lot to do with the type of relationship. Now, to be honest, my ex is pretty chill, right? Part of it was also me being an autistic 17-year-old. But it was just so much fucking drama 24/7 about like... Okay, so how my ex became trans and then was caught by their parents being trans was the younger sister of my ex discovered them sending shirtless photographs to strangers online when they were 14 because they wanted to judge how well they passed.
Oh,
that's a great idea.
Yeah. And then she was like, "Oh, I'm actually boy," and then they took her to a psychologist, a Syrian psychologist.
So I guess she's gonna
in
get
2008 or 10 or whatever. My ex is actually like 5 years older than me, so by that time would have been 14 minus... Yeah, 2009, something like that.
I mean, has Syria really changed that much from 2009?
Yeah, it's gotten much worse. Yeah. America peaked on September 10th, 2010. Syria peaked on February 2010.
I see.
Anyway, that psychologist was like, I know the answer. Drugs.
You mean like meth?
Pretty much. Also,
Oh, cool.
yeah, it was like, not amphetamines, but opiates, SSRIs, and then they put her on hormone therapy, but not testosterone. They put her on more estrogen for some fucking reason. So she was like, why the fuck would you do that? And the way her parents fought, it was all like an identity crisis. And now she's addicted to opiates. And I think she is. Anyway. Yeah. Syria.
Opiates are based. Yeah.
Boy, I sure do hope someone got fired for that blunder.
Somebody got fired for that blunder. Somebody got bombed for that blunder. Somebody got bombed for no fucking reason as well. Just his neighbor. just sitting there. He got fucking bombed. Anyways,
hanging out.
Hey, Toots, you wouldn't have happened to listen to our after show, super secret after show about transgender people, have you?
I have
I don't
not.
think anyone's listened to that.
I'm very interested now.
Oh, good.
It has like 6 views. I don't think anyone's listened to it.
It's actually got like 40 views now for some reason.
Oh, are you serious?
Like
how?
on the first week it released, it got like 10, 20 views. And then now it's got 40 views for some reason. So somebody's going back there and rewatching it.
Yeah, someone's really a big fan of it.
Honestly, I rewatched it and it was a great after show. Anyways, let's stop promoting us. I'm gonna leave it in the description. Fuck it. You're gonna get the same after show from 4 weeks ago.
There's no chance I can do an after show from where I am right now.
Like, where do you find the after show?
It's in the description of like episode. The first episode we had Niezniak on, the one I pretend to be Tim Pool.
All right.
So it must have been after the Mumkey episode, right? What episode was
Yeah,
Mumkey?
that
5?
makes sense.
Anyways,
I think it was episode 6.
Niezniak basically says, I know a lot of trans people, and it's something I try to understand and keep growing with. However, I'm open to ideas. I say that a girl with a cock deserves the Glock. That's all I say. Anyway.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how everyone knows so many trans people. Like I'm from California and I don't even know one in person.
I'm from Syria and I know one. That's how fucking prevalent they are.
How many fuck God? I kind of almost wish I transitioned back in the odds since there'd be less of them to deal with and I could just blend in better.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just this transgender topic is a heated topic. Wouldn't you be comfortable talking about it with someone with an opposing point of view while separating yourself from the topic? That's my question.
I mean, what? I guess I'd say I'm not well liked by the transgender community, so I don't know.
Fuck the transgender community. Fuck all of them. I don't think they like themselves.
Yeah, fuck the trans community.
41% don't like themselves.
I don't fucking know how much we'll actually be opposing on. It'll actually be kind of interesting.
Okay, so let's talk about it. As I have mentioned before, with statistical evidence, the transgender suicide attempt rate is the same between what was it called? San Francisco and Alabama. Now, what does that tell us?
I actually do think. Here's the thing. I'm willing to bet that it's not all just how society treats them. I do think because gender dysphoria is a mental illness. That's just a fact. And when you're living with that, that's gonna fuck you up. Of course, it's gonna make you more fucking suicidal. It's like depression. Of course, it's gonna fucking make you more suicidal. It's a fucking mental illness.
I agree.
I think it's because of the nihilism that comes with, that really empty just state of being where you're focused on your gender and not really much else.
I mean, I guess I do have gender dysphoria, and it's been pretty miserable. If I could have chose to just get rid of it, I would have, and just have lived as male. I wish I could have. I really wish I didn't have that shit. But it's like, it has gone better after I've been on hormones and shit like that. But it's like, I like to call it, it's like it's not a perfect cure. It can still fuck with you. And I really think if you don't pass, I can't imagine it helping at all. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I understand. Thing about it is, I don't think it's an effective solution at all. I think it's an exploitative solution. I think that pharmaceutical companies use the profits generated from selling hormone therapy and from financing surgeries and all manner of plastic. Like you know how many surgeries a transgender person might want to get, right? You have gender
It's like a dozen.
Well, I
It's
do
so
not.
many.
Well, I do. There's one. I'm not getting the fucking axe wound. That's where I might get the facial surgery and shit like that, but I'm not getting a fucking axe wound. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, but that shit generates a lot of profits for those medical companies, right?
Yeah, it definitely does. I think there's a lot of predatory, like it's fucking the same with how much. Like, I kind of see they used to, you know how much they used to fucking diagnose kids with ADHD back in the day and dope them up on medication? I wonder
Yeah.
if something similar is happening here.
I believe so. Because let's get into the next statistic. There has been a social phenomena observed as rapid onset gender dysphoria, and the way this comes up is that between 2010 and 2020, 4,000%, 40 times more female to male transgenders are coming out as teenagers. Why is that happening? Well, it's observed that within these people who come out as transgender, they have a friend in their group that also comes out as transgender, and they see like the appeal, the acceptance of it. Now that is, of course, hypothetical. That's what the reason is, but it is a factor that when somebody in their social group transitions, they get the idea to transition as well, and that's what they call
I think
rapid.
that's just true. That things do become more acceptable as more people do them. Like if you have a friend in your circle that does something, it becomes more acceptable.
I kind of also have my own pet theory. Like, there's not much evidence for it, but I think it might explain some of these kids who probably aren't actually dysphoric that just want. I think because of how shitty American society treats boys and men nowadays, I think there are a lot of boys and men who just want a way out of it because they see how fucked their situation is. They just say, fuck it, I'm a girl, and they could end up fucking regretting it because they're not actually dysphoric, which I think is pretty fucking tragic, but I don't think it's going to be fixed until we stop fucking over men in every way in society.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that probably is true to some extent.
I agree. And
Because I know a lot of men that think that women have it easier, and in the context of my area, that's probably true, but it's not everywhere.
In the context of every area, in the context of fucking Afghanistan, they have it easier. Trust me on this one.
Yeah, those forced to die. Like, look at fucking. I hate to bring this up again, but look at Ukraine. Who gets to leave on easy mode and who is forced to stay and die?
Look at
Yeah, I
Syria.
guess so.
Look at everywhere ever. Syria is a secular country as well. And women. Actually, women. I have no fucking idea how. But Ukraine, yeah, that's definitely like. Oh my god! I just remembered something. I'm gonna interject real quick. Has anyone seen that Tinder picture, that Tinder profile of that Ukrainian woman who's like, "Yeah, I'm married, but I'm just looking for a friend here."
Oh yeah, you're looking to suck Russian cock while you're.
My husband is fighting in Ukraine. I'm just looking for a friend on Tinder.
These are the people men are expected to fight for, and we wonder why we're pissed, like why men are pissed.
Yeah. Anyways, do we want to go back to the transgender subject? Because
sure. Let's get into some more controversial bits. And I guess to say my opinion, I think transitioning can actually be the right situation for certain people, but I think after you get to like fucking, like I transitioned at 19, so I'm definitely at a better place. But if you're like 40, you're just fucked. You might as well just deal with it at that point.
Well, I think it
No,
depends on
it might be
like
better.
how well are you going to be able to pass.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And for
It's
most
a lot
people, that's just
it's a lot.
like
It's
they're
a lot.
never going to.
It's a lot harder to pass if you transition at 40 than if you transition at 19, like I did, for example. So at that point, you might as well just be messed up. I hate to say it.
But I have one last statistic that, in my opinion, suggests that a lot of the dysphoria is more societally programmed than innate to a person. That thing is how much of Gen Z, how much of the latest generation do you think identifies as LGBT?
Of just Gen Z. If I had to guess, maybe 10%.
Okay, hold on.
It's probably a lot higher than that if you include bi women, because there are a lot of women that are bi women.
Oh my fucking god! Every woman I know in the West is fucking bisexual.
It's because all women are whores. At least I'm a pure. I guess you would consider me a faggot, wouldn't you?
No comment. Anyway, with boomers, 2% of boomers are identified as LGBT, okay? 4% of Generation X identifies as LGBT. 9% of millennials identify as LGBT. 20 identify as LGBT in Generation, Zoomers.
It sounds about right.
But how many of these are actually like pure gay or lesbian? How many are just bi? Like bi in the sense that they suck the dude's dick once and only go for girls. I wonder how much of it is that.
I think if you suck
Probably
a dude's dick at all, it's kind of fucking gay, man. Like, to be honest, it is not very common back in home country to just suck a dude's dick once.
I mean, I would assume it's not in your country.
Yeah, nor is it in most of the fucking world. Oh, man.
And there's also another thing that kind of fit. I guess this is a much more controversial theory, but I guess of my life experiences, I wonder if there's some truth in it that I guess being fucking, I hate to say it, but molested when you were a kid, can that lead to this kind of shit later on? Because
yeah,
it definitely can.
Because low key, when I was 13, a woman did some pretty bad shit to me, and
I'm sorry to hear that.
so it's but I kind of like I almost because of that experience, I almost kind of entertained the idea that could have been the reason, as fucked up as that is.
I mean, it's not illogical, it kind of makes sense. There is a connection there, which is pretty messed up. Like, it is not something I enjoy talking about or even thinking about, like trauma while growing up. And I feel like maybe just, it's gonna sound fucking bad shit to compare genuine, like, assault on children to how much they're also exposed to over-sexualized shit through media. But maybe it has a similar effect, and that's why
I think it definitely has a similar effect. Like,
it's not the same magnitude of effect. That's the thing, because one thing is definitely much fucking worse than the other, and I want to make that clear.
Oh yeah, of course.
But the thing is, like, if anything did to me, like, if it wasn't, like, if I'm entertaining ideas here. Maybe it was natural, but maybe because I wasn't really exposed to much porn or anything growing up, so it wasn't that.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, it's fucked up to think about, and I just kind of accept whatever it made it happen happened. But yeah, it's something to think about.
My question is, wouldn't most people, because people who transition do seem to be going through, either way, even if they transition young, they do seem to go through a lot of mental anguish. My question is transitioning really the only option? And isn't it just convenient that the only option happens to be very profitable for pharmaceutical companies?
No, I think a good option is just waiting it out.
I mean,
you'll be fine.
I mean, I think it depends, but I do think there should be other options. Like right now, there's no cure for gender dysphoria, but until then, I think we should look at multiple options, which may include HR transitioning, may include other shit, because I don't think it's the right choice for everyone. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's rarely the right choice with how much, it's sad to say, but suicide attempts there are. I mean, when 41% of a population just is in so much fucking mental anguish that they decide, okay, I'm gonna fucking attempt suicide. That's not healthy.
I think a good solution is
what if nothing works? Let's get to a really fucked up idea. What if there's just no hope? I don't know.
Well, I think if the issue that you have is that you don't want to take on the gender role that was given to you at birth, then just find someone who is willing to take it on for you. Find a partner who's willing to take it on for you, and then you take on the opposite gender role.
Yeah, I mean,
because gender really only matters in that framework of the family unit.
I can definitely,
and who goes out and works and who stays home.
I can definitely see that working on, but I also had a lot of body dysphoria, so I mean, I think that might have been, I don't know, it's interesting to talk about. I'm actually willing to look at other ideas. I'm definitely at least, I don't know how much I completely agree with both of you, but I think I think it's worth discussing, if you know what I mean.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it's not something that I've put a ton of thought into because it's an issue that I don't have to deal with. But I've thought a little bit about it.
Like, I don't want to be one of those screeching troons who just deludes themselves. Like, I've probably made peace with the fact that I'm never going to be biologically a woman, and that's fine. I've made peace with that.
I think making peace might be the better route to take than just to keep deluding yourself. Because if you do, then reality is just going to hit you harder and harder.
Yeah, I think I've accepted that.
You can't just continue to delude yourself.
Red you keep interrupting Toots. You keep fucking doing it all the fucking time. Jesus Christ.
I can't hear that well.
To me, it's like, I guess to me, it's like, I guess I have went on HRT and all that shit. I plan on getting some surgeries, but I do know I'm still biologically a male, and I think it's good to just make peace with that. That, yeah, it's never gonna be a one-to-one experience, and even if you do decide to transition, it's gonna be a little different, and that's just something you do need to make peace with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So what was I gonna say? Transition. Yeah. I really just hate how taboo it is to bring up the subject and to discuss it genuinely. Especially because if you really want to discuss it with even a non-trans person, even just a quote-unquote woke person, they're gonna get super fucking defensive. They're gonna start acting like it's their own identity, it's their own life that you're threatening. No, you can't say that about trans people, you fucking evil racist. I just think they should get better help. Speaking of which, we should go into today's sponsor, BetterHelp. It is not today's sponsor.
I really hope that that's not today's sponsor.
You just bring up the topic of mental anguish and psychological issues to sell BetterHelp. How horrible would that be?
That would be terrible. Link is in the description.
How fucking horrible would that be, Philip DeFranco? You fucking fraud, you piece of shit, you fucking faggot. How horrible would that be if you bring up mental anguish and suicidal people just to fucking sell a service you haven't even tried yet? A service that doesn't even have any credentials. You fucking monster, you piece of shit degenerate.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Philip DeFranco even up to nowadays?
I don't fucking know. Pandering to gay Twitter. Saying that Donald Trump is bad. Saying that Republicans are evil.
Saying business as usual for him.
Saying that his wife's son is now transgender. Fucking hell. I, unironically, without any shred of irony, I fucking hate people. I'm just a massive fucking misanthrope.
Black-pilled artillery taking the stand once again.
Oh man, it's just the kind of people I interact with most of the time. Like most people, I'm not saying all people, but like genuinely like 80% of them. It is fucking... I don't even have the words to describe the anguish I feel in my heart when I have to spend half a fucking second with those types of people. I can't even begin to tell you how angry I get when some people start acting the way that most people act, which is so fucking ignorant, so defensive, so retarded, so unironically fucking retarded that I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it, okay? I just want some peace to be left alone. And if somebody... Here's another thing. If somebody brings up a topic, they should be willing to discuss the topic whole way. Not everybody... Okay, Toot, I'm gonna say I respect you for this, because you were able to talk about a subject that relates directly to you and not take anything personally. You were able to see it from a objective, standard point of view in a situation where nobody intends to offend you.
But, I mean, exactly. I'm not sure what the perfect solution is to this problem of, I guess, gender dysphoria, but I'm at least willing to shoot the shit, discuss the ideas.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or people sometimes... The people I'm talking about, they don't want to shoot the shit. They want to show their idea. They don't want to get to a solution. They want their solution. They want their ideology or whatever. And it fucking pisses me off, man. Especially when you start getting into like fucking petty whatever. Oh, man. I should just get a new job. That would solve 90% of my problems if I just...
Well, I've had it happen a lot.
Honestly, I think the thing that pisses me most off about the trans community is their fucking inability to take a joke.
Did you just say joke? Don't you know jokes are racist? And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, we're the only openly racist podcast on the internet. Because jokes are funny, and we like jokes.
Could I say...
Fuck you, George Floyd.
Fuck niggers.
Oh my...
Jesus Christ! My coworkers know this show exists!
Uh-oh, I guess you could bleep me out.
Dude, my dad listens to this show.
Your dad listens? What the fuck would you send it to your dad? Hey Dad, listen to this show where I talk about fucking George Floyd for half an hour.
Floyd, Speed, and Seed. Garbagemice meet up when?
Whenever everyone is in the awful state of California.
I guess I gotta. I kind of want to fucking put out this, like, a story about John Kay. Like, there's this place he goes in California called Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, like every Sunday or something for breakfast. And people who've been with him say he used to call, when he was about to go there, people, he said, "You want to go and get some nigger food?"
Amazing.
This is why do you have to be a groomer? He was such a base. We'll say nigger, we'll say faggot, doesn't care about political correctness, makes great cartoons, he just had to be a groomer.
How horrible that the that the very racist, sexist person is also a pedophile.
Man, my favorite racist.
Hey, he even did a fucking cartoon with called He Hog the Atomic Pig with full on blackface. Let me see if I can find a frame from it.
Oh my fucking god.
I guess you could show this in a fucking video if you want.
Send it in Garbagemice or something.
Yeah, send it somewhere and we can take a look.
Nope.
Alright.
Fuck. Is OBS still recording? Yeah, we're good. We're cool.
Yeah.
Send it.
Alright, just give me a second. Alright, I got it. The Garbagemice.
Garbage bin. Hoorah.
No, it's just the garbage mice.
Oh yeah. Garbage mice.
You see why I love this guy?
Okay, fair point. Point taken.
That's a pretty good one.
Fuck me, man. I'm dying of COVID here. Guys, COVID is so horrible. I am literally dying. I'm shitting my pants right now.
And
Guys,
you even
COVID-
have the vaccine.
COVID is worse than home country, okay? COVID is more risky than home country. So instead of traveling to home country, take the COVID vaccine.
Wait, are you a Fauci still? Is what I'm hearing. You love
He's
the
a Fauci show.
Fauci.
Fauci?
He got
Who's
the
Fauci?
ouchie.
No, I don't know Fauci. Who's Fauci?
He got the ouchie.
I
He
don't
got it.
I don't have anything to do with Pfizer, okay? I have no stocks invested.
No stocks in Johnson & Johnson.
No, nothing. No comment. No comment on Johnson & Johnson. That I might have stocks in them.
Well, I guess I get to tell you a story back in the day. My family I basically didn't give a shit about the vaccine either way. I didn't plan on getting it because I just didn't care. Then my parents, and I think one of my grandparents gave me $100 to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is advertised as one and done. I said, all right, $100 is $100. And then after that, when I found out there was going to be boosters, I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. It was advertised as one and done. It's going to be one and done.
Yeah, I don't think there's any amount of money. Actually, there probably is an amount of money that could get me to take it. But,
There is no amount of money. Fucking Bill Gates bursts through your door. $1 million if you take the vaccine, my friend. What will you do then?
I mean, it would have to take $20 million.
6 million? No, that's just too much.
It
6
may
million for
have-
5 doses? Come on, man.
Six
It may
$6
have
million,
happened.
sure.
It may have happened, but $6 million. Come on, man.
For $6 million, yeah, I probably
Six-
would get it for $6 million.
For 6 million, that number's too high, man. That number is way too much. You're really saying that Jeff Bezos walked into your room and told you he'll give you $6 million if you work for 5 hours. Now, that's just ridiculous.
Well, I don't think it was quite 6 million. I think it was closer to 3 or 4.
300,000 or 400,000. I mean, it's still a lot of money. It's still life-changing money. But it definitely wasn't
Yeah.
$6 million worth of money.
I don't know. The federal government pays me pretty good to spy on everyone here.
Hey, cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks, okay?
I mean, to be fair, I live off of government money, so.
No comment.
Yeah, I got a lot of money from the government because of COVID. So
I got a lot of money from the government. Now I might have to pay it back. It's actually a real problem for me.
well, good luck.
Damn.
Subscribe to the Patreon
Subscribe to the
to help
Patreon.
artillery.
Subscribe to the Patreon.
Not to help them pay
so...
back the money, but to help them flee the country.
Wait, are you still in Syria, out of curiosity?
No. I've been in Canada for like 2.5 years now.
Damn, I gotta say, you're probably, would it be fair to say you're like super far right for Canadian standards, but like super lefty for Syrian standards?
Not even. I'm just normal for Syrian standards. Like, Syria is not pretty liberal. Most of the people are on the right, mind you, but I'm pretty like standard. There's a few people who are kind of lefty.
I mean, I was just kind of assuming a normal Syrian would throw me off a rooftop the second he saw me.
Not exactly.
I guess
Nah.
maybe I'm confusing it with some. Maybe I'm just being racist and blending all fucking sand people countries together.
It's not even sand people countries, it's sand people cities. Latakia pretty chill, Damascus pretty chill, Tartus pretty chill, Idlib you get fucking beheaded.
Yeah, I would bet you $1 million that 99% of Americans could not name any of those cities. So, I
They
think
can name
just
Aleppo.
blend.
They can name Aleppo. They can definitely name Aleppo, but they can't name Homs. You know why?
Why?
people in Homs actually kind of support the government. More of it was destroyed, but nobody talks about it. You know what you hear about? Aleppo this, Aleppo that, Aleppo shut the fucking...
Yeah, I guess you're the Hitler of Syria, right?
Man, I am. I once got into an argument with some dude online claiming that Bashar al-Assad had a Hitler mustache on at some point in his life, and I was telling him, okay, show me a picture from that time. He's like, I don't have to. It says here on Wikipedia his mustache was thick in the middle. I'm like, that's not proof that he had a Hitler mustache.
I mean, didn't Charlie
I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. That guy might have been trolling. No, he wasn't. This was on a communist Facebook page from my SJW years. So it was like a super lefty. There was like something like Comrade Lenin's dank meme stash or something. And
What was it like being a fucking SJW commie in Syria? I'm actually kind of curious.
I wasn't an SJW commie. I was just like into the SJW ideology. I wasn't into the whole fucking virtue signaling bullshit.
Yeah, like what attracted you to it?
Honestly, when I was a teenager, I was very fashy, to be honest. Unironically. Then it was kind of like the opposites attract when some of my, but kind of basic beliefs when I was a teenager got challenged and debunked. I was like, okay, I should like consider this ideology, and then I started following it. But the more I followed it, the less it made fucking sense. And by that I mean, it wasn't like anybody was coming to me and being like, did you know that SJW bullshit doesn't make sense? It was like, no. I was thinking, wow, this really doesn't make any fucking sense. And so, halfway through, in like 2017, when I met my ex, I was like, the peak SJW phase. But then, as I was growing and I was researching my ex, I was like, you know what, that funny mustache, man, sure made a few good points.
Where would you say you are now, Artillery? Where are your political beliefs now?
Libertarian, I feel, but also very socially conservative. Basically, I want everybody to be able to do whatever the fuck they want, but for people to choose the right thing. For people to choose the right thing all the time. I think that's the ideal society.
Like you wouldn't want, like, I guess, transitioning to be illegal, but you wouldn't really encourage it. I guess.
Pretty much. I want it to be a minority. I want drugs to be legal, but nobody to do drugs. Things like that, you know?
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
It's my utopia. Now,
I mean,
from there... From there, I get to, grow my perspective. I don't maintain the same set of political beliefs all the time. I keep them changing, but to me, that's the utopia. Is when we get to that point where everything is perfectly allowed, but you don't do things that are bad for you.
Well, I think
that would make sense.
We could eventually get to a point where everything could be legal, but that point is not now. I think it's going to take a long, long time to get to the point where everything can be legal.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, I believe that trannies should be killed.
Uh-oh. Even me?
Yeah. I think in California, where I am...
it's the law to kill them, isn't it?
I was going to say that, in any given room, I might be perceived as, the most right-wing person, when I go to parties or whatever, but I understand, the actual philosophical difference between the left and the right, and I think I'm somewhere in the middle, even though a lot of people would disagree, and, I don't think I would ever be called a Nazi, but I would be described as a member of the dissident right by some.
See, the thing about it is, the right wing, there's a fundamental disagreement on facts between the right and left wing, and this is what I was talking about earlier when I said I fucking hated people. I was arguing with one of my coworkers again, the Jewish lady, the Jew. I was arguing with her.
Was it about the 6 million?
It was about Cal Oh no! Oh,
well, you were trying to say that it wasn't enough?
Oh god! No! I was arguing about Kyle Rittenhouse of all things. And no, it wasn't even Kyle Rittenhouse. I was like, yeah, the media is pretty fucking retarded. She's like, people should stop trolling the media. It's not their fault that they keep reporting disinformation. I'm like, yes, it is. Did you hear about Kyle Rittenhouse? And then she's like, yeah, he fucking went and shot people. He crossed state lines. She just says, he crossed state lines. I'm like, do you know the people he shot? We literally have video evidence of who he shot. First guy he shot.
Wasn't one of the guys he shot a pedophile?
Yeah, the first
I think
guy.
all of them were. Which I find that very funny. Dude goes to an Antifa protest, picks 3 people out of a crowd and shoots them, and they're all pedophiles.
He didn't even pick them. They picked him. They smelled that he was 17.
I could tell he hadn't quite reached 18 yet.
Yeah, pretty much. And so, first guy he shot, I was like telling her about it, and I'm like, yeah, the first guy he shot was kind of a schizophrenic, which he was mentally ill. Like, he wasn't schizophrenic, but he was mentally ill. And I'm like, hey, like, the first guy he shot was schizophrenic. He was not acting in his own like self-defense. And she's like, I didn't come to work today to start arguing about shooting schizophrenic people. Get the fuck out of my face. My whole family's schizophrenic.
Whole family's schizophrenic. That's a statistical anomaly right there.
No, but later she apologized, to be fair. She was like, yeah, I'm sorry about the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry too. I fucking hate people, man. Every day I grow a little more misanthropic. Every day, I think.
I feel like... Oh, sorry.
A little more goodwill for the world dies in my heart every day. A little more goodwill that I didn't even know was there. Go ahead!
I feel like I actually don't really have that much political views. Like, I guess I have the libertarian don't tell me what to do attitude, but I guess when I see shit like the fucking woke fags, like, treating a kid who defended himself like Rittenhouse like he's a fucking murderer, I'm like, I want to stay the fuck away from these people. These guys are like total faggots.
They lied about him. That's the worst part. It's provably false lies. We have video evidence. It was used in court. He freed himself. He proved that he was innocent in a court of law, and people still lie about him.
It's like they just... It's really fucking disgusting.
Yeah. You know what I think should happen? I think more people should be watching, like, fucking videos of fights, gunfights, self-defense, stuff like that. It will disturb them, but you need a bit of that fucking mental scar tissue to be able to absorb, like, what an actual life and death situation fucking looks like, if you're ever gonna fucking comment on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Basically, people are pussies. It's be fucking.
Yeah.
I was gonna joke about going and committing a fucking mass shooting so people would understand.
I think people should.
But
yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Don't commit a mass shooting. If you're a fan of the Garbage Mice, we do not condone any mass shooting.
Oh my god, it's like the subscribe to PewDiePie shit. Remember, lads, subscribe to the Garbage Mice. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna commit a mass shooting and say, remember, lads, subscribe to the Garbage Mice podcast.
Subscribe to the Garbage
Mice. Hey, we're just gonna write it, okay? We're not gonna pussy out like PewDiePie did. We're not gonna go, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. No, we're gonna say 6 million wasn't enough, 60 wasn't enough. Get good, you fucking faggot. Get good, scrub. Get better aim.
Yeah.
On the Garbage Mice, we only accept the top tier school shooters, okay? We're not taking any fucking Nicola Cruz shit, okay? We're not Rusty Cage here. We want only the cream of the crop of mass shooters listening to our podcast.
I mean, to subscribe to PewDiePie, didn't he kill like over 40 people? That seems pretty cream of the crop.
Yeah,
honestly,
I think he got a lot.
The video was disturbing as well, so A+. Man, if I ever get deported, it's gonna be because of this fucking podcast, okay?
It's okay, you can come to American.
Heartsease is gonna go on a fucking mass shooting next week. And he's gonna say subscribe to the Garbage Mice. Gonna go shoot a fucking fraternity house. We're gonna go revenge hoodie. And then he's gonna be like, Yeah, subscribe to the garbage. Should I make fun of his stutter?
It's stuff like this that makes me never want to show my face online ever again.
Fuck you, I already showed my face. I'm gonna show it again.
Fucking one of these days I'm gonna show my face in blackface as a tribute to my hero, one of my personal heroes, Rusty Cage.
Speaking of Rusty Cage, could you harass him on Twitter to get him on the Garbagemice? Just keep tweeting at him, hey, will he come on the Garbagemice? Hey.
I mean, I'll tweet him from my account, from my Twitter account, and I guess I'll send the link to that if you want to put in the description.
Okay, sure, but he fucking blocked me on Twitter because I keep fucking replying to every tweet. I kept replying. Go to my Twitter account and see my reply tweets and see every time Rusty Cage would reply, I would twist it into going on the Garbagemice. I'll be like, Rusty Cage would be like, yeah, look at these fried chickens. They're way too burnt. And I'm like, you know what these fried chickens remind me of? My scorched elementary school friends who died in a bombing. Come on the Garbagemice, Rusty.
Trying to get
in honor of your scorched friend.
Trying to get the sympathy points, trying to guilt them into it.
Oh my god. Hey, eventually I started threatening him with violence and he fucking decided to fucking block me afterwards. He was like, when the Will Smith slap happened, he was like, violence won't grow hair on your head. And and I was like, but violence will get YouTube superstar Rusty Cage on the Garbagemice podcast, Rusty. You have been warned.
I feel like with the Will Smith thing, I guess if I could put my take on this age-old news, like, I guess that was kind of pussy that Will would hit him over a joke, but it was a funny clip, undeniably.
Yeah.
It was worth it just for the clip. It was worth it just for that. Keep my wife's name off your fucking mouth.
I know, imagine that happening with Kino Corner slapping me in the face after my Ukrainian women joke.
Oh my god. Speaking of Ukrainian women, fuck. Oh, I hate people so much. I hate people so much, man. Every time I think about Ukraine, I start thinking. You know, I went to UBC, the university in Vancouver.
Yeah, the college.
Yeah, and I saw a Ukrainian like stand, people like celebrating for Ukraine and preaching like Ukrainian children haven't been able to go to school for an entire month.
Like that would be, that would be heaven for me growing up. That sounds fucking pace.
I was just sitting in the background of that speech with my arms crossed, listening to them talking about how horrible the war has been for an entire month. And I don't know if I'm jaded, if I just can't sympathize with anybody anymore. I don't know. I was honestly just waiting for them to say something stupid, like to call for war with Russia, just so I can fucking chimp out, but they luckily never did, and I never had to chimp out. I would have genuinely... If you ever see a Syrian man in Vancouver yelling at a Ukrainian rally, it's probably gonna be me. It's probably gonna be this guy. If you ever see like a Syrian chimp out at a war cry.
I kind of wonder, like, I've heard some pretty fucked up why we're just sucking Zelensky's dick when I guess it's the rule that no man can lead the country, which I think is kind of bullshit to begin with. They're not even letting, sometimes I've heard reports not even letting mentally retarded, like legit mentally retarded men lead the country.
Zelensky's a corrupt politician. Like,
yeah,
Zelensky's a piece of shit. But no, he's a comedian with stage presence, so, Reddit loves him.
I wonder if Zelensky was ever on Epstein's flight log before that. Imagine that.
Fucking probably.
Yeah, it probably was.
Have you ever heard that story about Matt Groening on fucking Epstein's plane where he apparently made like an underage girl give him a foot rub?
Why would he do that? Why would
Sounds like something that would happen.
It's one of those things where you hear about it, you're like, okay, sure, you were a pedophile, but you also have to be a fucking weirdo to top it all off. Great.
I mean, I think most people in Hollywood are probably weirdos and or pedophiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except my favorite actor, who is... fuck, what was his name? The guy from House of Cards. That guy's my favorite actor, so he can't be a pedophile.
Yeah, John Kay, my favorite cartoonist. He can't be a pedophile. He can't be a groomer. No way.
It was only a 3-year-old he was fucking bringing to work on his lap, stuck to his fucking crotch from her backside in a box, and nobody knew what was going on while he thrust his zips back and forth. Right in the middle of work as she's crying and begging for her mommy.
And he was just drawing Jimmy the Idiot Boy the entire time.
Oh my fucking god.
In all seriousness, he actually, apparently, he wasn't fucking 3-year-olds, but he was, I guess what he did was still pretty bad. He was grooming like 15, 16-year-olds.
I heard he gets off on ejaculating in pregnant women.
I mean, he might. I mean, he did make a cartoon about Stimpy becoming pregnant.
Why the fuck would you do that? Why the fuck would you do that?
I don't know. I guess you would have to ask him. But
Isn't he like dead now?
no, he's still alive.
Oh shit! I'm gonna go fix that real quick.
Yeah, Garbagemice meetup. That'll be our daily activity.
Yeah, we had to track John Kay down and whatever Roscoe Chicken and Waffles he goes to when he's getting some, as he calls it, nigger food.
Anyways, has it been an hour yet?
It has, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not yet, no. Anyway, today instead of praying to the trash rats because they haven't fucking uploaded in forever, instead, I'm gonna do my own ad read. Or not ad read, I'm gonna do like the whole YouTuber shtick, okay? Because I want more subscribers.
Right.
I want to beat the trash rats in their game. So everybody, if you like this episode of the Garbagemice podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, favorite, 5-star it, share it to your friends on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, put it on fucking MySpace, Instagram, Reddit. Just share it on Reddit. Definitely do that. Show it to your coworkers. Show it to your family. Show it to your boss. Show it to your dying mother. Show it to your dead mother. We don't care. Give us more views. Put like, dislike, comment, and don't comment. Leave an empty comment and a full comment. Leave the entire B-movie script in a comment. Please give us more engagement. Give us more views. Give us more fucking whatever. What else? Subscribe to our Patreon. Subscribe to our Instagram. Subscribe to our Twitter. Subscribe to our Reddit. Subscribe to our Facebook. Subscribe to our MySpace. Subscribe to our Meme Center page. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Meme Center right now. Memecenter.com. Does anybody remember that site? I thought so as well. Anyway, also, please donate new computer parts for me so that rendering each episode doesn't take me 200 fucking hours. Please come on our podcast yourself. If you have a favorite YouTuber, tweet him to come on our podcast. If you have a favorite podcaster, tweet him to come on our podcast. If you have a favorite person, tweet him to come on our podcast. If you have a favorite friend, family, mother, father, mother, please tweet them to come on our podcast. We need more guests, okay? Tweet Wings of Redemption. Tweet Rusty Cage. Tweet... actually, no, that guy came on our podcast. Yeah.
Alright, cool. Goodbye.
See ya.
Just gonna end it like this.
Can I plug something?
Sure, plug your shit.
Well, I'd like to plug my Twitter account. If you can put that into the description. The Zoomer_Boomer with 2 R's.
Oh, yeah.
I am the John Kay apologist on Twitter, and stay tuned for whatever month he decides to fucking record. We're going to be doing a Ren and Stimpy adult party cartoon is at Kino, so thanks for having me on.
In case I forget to put your link in the description, which won't happen, I will say out loud here, https://twitter.com/ZOOMER BOOMERR status.
You don't need it as status.
What? No.
You don't need
Oh yeah, that one is the tweet you made.
I just wanted to let Rusty Cage know we should come on your podcast.
Yes. Yes, tweet Rusty Cage to come on our podcast. Donate more Advil to me. Stay 6 feet apart because I have COVID. If you are not listening to this podcast 6 feet away from me, then you probably have COVID now. I'm sorry.
I will go to your house, Rusty Cage.
Corona.
This is not a joke.
Wuhan flu.
I have federal resources at my disposal.
Watch out, Rusty Cage. He's a bureaucrat. He's a bureaucrat, and maybe even a Jew.
No, I would never.
I would never. Anyways.
I only glow. I'm not one of them.
Dumb.
Dun dun.
Okay, goodbye.